Hello, my followers. Good evening, good day, all of you. How are you? I'm back again. I'm back to base. By the way, I enjoyed my trip in Singapore. It was a lovely one. Yes, back to work, back to reality. Yes, this evening I want to talk on an important topic, assumption. But before I go, as usual, I like to do a disclaimer on my video. This video is for motivational and spiritual encouragement only, rooted on personal faith and biblical principle. It does not replace professional, medical, or legal advice. Always seek God's guidance and wise counsel. Be inspired, be uplifted, walk in faith. After listening to my video, you can make your own decisions. That is my disclaimer. Yes, back to the point. This evening, now I want to come closer, my people, come. Let's talk. Come closer, listen to me. Today I want to talk on the dangers of assumption. The dangers of assumption. There's a popular saying that assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups. What is assumption? Assumption is defined as a belief or conclusion drawn without evidence. The mind fills in gaps, what guesses rather than facts. A presumption based on appearance. One interprets what they see as face value, ignoring deeper truths. Untested conviction. Assumption is one of the most subtle yet destructive traps in human thinking. It's got to do with your mind. It is silent decision we make in our minds without full knowledge, evidence, or understanding. To assume is to build a conclusion on incomplete information, often guided by perception, bias, or emotions. At first glance, assumptions seem harmless, quick mental shortcuts that save us time, but when applied to people, relationships, businesses, they can lead to broken trust, missed opportunities, and avoidable pain. Most of us are guilty of it. We assume a lot of things. Why assumption is dangerous? 1, it distorts the truth. 2, it breeds misunderstanding. 3, it leads to rash judgment. 4, it blinds us from deeper realities. 5, it blocks wisdom and discernment. Assumption is a lazy substitute for discernment. We don't want to use that, but we assume quickly. It distorts the truth. Assumptions in relationships, these are the dangers of us. In relationships, assuming neglect where there is silent struggle. We are assuming our relationships. A person does not pick up your phone. You assume the person doesn't like you or the person is avoiding you. In business, assuming credibility without due diligence. In spiritual life, that is what I'm saying, in spiritual life, we assume God has abandoned us when He is redirecting us. In many cases, we assume with God that God has left us when God is working good for you. As usual, I normally like Bible passages. The Bible warns against assumption by encouraging discernment and patience. John 7:24. John 7 verse 24. Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment. Assumption. Proverbs 18:17. Proverbs 18:17 says, the one who states his case first seems right, until the other comes and examines him. Remember, the things are not always as you see them. Don't assume. Things are not always as you see them. Sometimes what you are seeing might be the wrong thing. Life is full of illusions and incomplete pictures. The eye sees, but did not always perceive the whole truth. You can see, but you are seeing the wrong thing. Only God sees the heart and the hidden. That is why the scriptures warns In 1 Samuel 16:7, the Bible said, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. It's only God. Things are not always as you see them. Practical dangers of assumption. Listen. In friendships, breed suspicion and break trust. In marriages, creates resentment through misjudged motives. In spiritual work, causes premature giving up. You give it up so quick on God. How to overcome the trap of assumption. Ask questions, my friend. Come closer, ask questions. If you don't understand, ask questions. There's nothing wrong in asking questions. Inquire before concluding. Seek evidence. Don't say anything. Don't assume things without evidence. Truth is verifiable. Communicate. Speak directly and clarify. Be patient. Time reveals truth. Listen before judging. Humble yourself. Accept that you do not always know. You don't know everything. Humble yourself. Ask questions. What are the wisdoms I'm trying to teach you tonight? Life is rarely what it seems at first sight. The more important decisions, the more dangerous it is to assume. Clarity comes to those who seek, not those who presume. Assumption may be quick, but truth is safer. Assumptions can destroy reputations, relationships, and futures in comments. Listen, assumption is the enemy of truth, the destroyer of trust, and the thief of wisdom. Assumption is the enemy of truth, the destroyer of trust, and the thief of wisdom. Things are not always as you see them. Appearance deceives, emotions mislead, and incomplete information distorts. Wisdom calls us to a higher path, to question things, to discern, and to verify before concluding. Verify before concluding. In your relationships at home, your husband and wife, even in your spiritual life, in your daily choices, refuse to build on assumptions. Instead, seek understanding. When in doubt, pause, inquire, and pray. For in doing so, you protect yourself from unnecessary pain and open yourself to blessings of the truth. So don't assume, ask questions. Hope you are blessed. Stop assuming. Don't assume, ask questions. Shalom. God has not given up on you. God bless you.